We're about to celebrate 250 years of this country, and I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like there's much to celebrate right now if you're a working person. Because things feel off, right? Your check doesn't stretch the way it used to. Everything costs more, not a little more, a lot more. And it seems like even when you're doing everything right, it still feels like you're falling behind. If you can feel that growing frustration deep in the pit of your stomach, make sure to like, follow, and share before we get going. It's Labor Lines. Let's get into it. Look, people are tired. They're tired of working and not getting ahead, or feeling like the system doesn't respond the way it used to. Because we're watching the middle class get thinner while everything around it keeps growing. And this isn't something that just happened, although it may seem that way. It's been building over time. It just hit its apex, and that's why it's seeming clearer now. When we talk about what the collective working class wants, it's not something crazy or out of line. We want a job that pays enough to live, or to be able to afford a home. Maybe take a vacation without having to take out a short-term loan. And speaking of debt, we don't want that or healthcare to be our biggest expense. Hell, we don't want healthcare to feel like a gamble. That's it. It's not extreme or unreasonable. In fact, there was a time when that used to be normal for working class folks. Look, we spent 250 years getting here, and for a while we got close. Not for everyone though. Some people never got access to that stability. But the direction mattered. Things were expanding. More people were getting a shot at something stable. It felt like the system over time was starting to include more people, not less. We were starting to see real growth. And there was a stretch where you could actually see your work show up in your life. You could plan ahead and weren't constantly looking over your shoulder, waiting for everything to fall apart. There was stability there. There was instability too. It wasn't perfect or fair across the board. But it felt like something was being built, not pulled apart. And that's the difference. Because now it feels like we're moving in the opposite direction. There is constant noise and division, pressure to pick a side, defend something, stay locked into whatever's right in front of you. Meanwhile, the people with the most money, influence, and biggest platforms keep getting a larger piece of the pie. We're talking about a whole layer of power, tech billionaires with audiences bigger than entire countries, corporate executives making decisions that shape how people live and work, a political class that's supposed to represent the people, but moves in the same circles as all of it, and the influence coming out of Wall Street that touches everything underneath it. Different roles, same orbit, shaping conversations, amplifying what they want, setting the same direction, whether people realize it or not. And it's not always obvious. That's the problem. Because while all of that is happening, the gap keeps getting wider. The wealthy stay wealthy, the middle keeps shrinking. And working people are left trying to figure out why nothing adds up anymore. What this last stretch has done is make something a lot more visible, not new, just harder to ignore. You've got people in power pushing right up against what's left of the guardrails, moving fast, taking as much as they can while they can. Just take Congress as a good example of that. This past week, Lindsey Graham was given a press conference trying to sell the new ballroom at the White House to the American people, a ballroom that was supposed to be funded by private donations, but now he and the Big Cheeto want the American taxpayer to fund it. Like the price of gas, food, and everything else going up wasn't enough. Now we have to pay for another vanity project. While they've done nothing for the American people but get us tangled up in another senseless war that forced fuel prices up and create a tariff program that has only helped increase prices. And look, I'm not here to rant or pick a team. I'm here to look at what's actually happening and call it out, right, left, or otherwise. And that's where this starts, because it's about asking very real questions. What does this country actually look like right now for the people living in it? And is the current state of affairs the best thing for the working class? Because there are layers to it. There's politics, money, influence, and systems most people don't even see. And over the next few weeks, maybe months, that's what we're going to start breaking down. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Because isn't this country supposed to work for the people, not against them? So here's the question. If this is what 250 years has led to, what are we actually building now? More wealth for the 1%? A smaller middle class with the purpose of propping up that 1%? Are we just becoming worker drones to ensure the wealthiest among us stay wealthy while the rest of us starve? Is this really what we're going to stand for? Drop your thoughts in the comments and follow if you want to stay ahead of where this conversation's going. This is Labor Lines with Alex. As always, my good friends, be safe, be productive, be well.